An artist made £3,000 within 2 weeks just selling CDs. Now, yesterday I was in studio all the way to 3 a.m. this morning. I've had to wake up early on a, early morning thing. I got meetings throughout the day. And I had an artist actually come through to the studio and literally give me his game plan, his strategy of how he was literally able to achieve £3,000 within 2 weeks from the last time I saw him, which was, I believe, like a month ago. That was his last session. And at first I looked at him, I was thinking, what do you mean? And all of a sudden he showed me his phone, and on the phone you could literally see numbers appearing on the screen of different transactions being made toward, his CD, his tape, or the single that he was actually promoting at the time. And the reason why it shocked me so much is because, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, he hadn't even mixed and mastered the record. He literally just came studio, he recorded it. Of course, I usually leave artists with a certain sound quality anyway, so he just released it, he printed it on a CD, started shotting it, and it was like, yeah, that's going to be the money for my next studio session, which of course he had yesterday. And slowly but surely it went from me being shocked into me just being so gassed. Because I was thinking in my head like, bro, I didn't even have to tell this guy a strategy, but because obviously he's coming from a certain type of environment and he's seeing music as a business, guess what happened? He's approaching it as a business and he's actually giving it that value and the work that's actually needed. And I feel as though a lot of creatives sign up to being creatives without understanding that running a business is part of the job description. And I know it's not all about the money, but you guys also have to realize, are you not paying for studio sessions? Are you not paying for your beats? Are you not paying for mix and mastering? Let alone the music videos that you guys are still recording, so on and so forth. Guys, even if you don't see the music industry as something that you want to monetize in the long term, at least recoup on your initial investment into the song being made. And by the end of the video, I'm going to break down exactly how he did it and how I would advise you guys to do it. But before we do that, I know there's going to be some people on this video saying, oh, Kiki's here again, he's just chatting a bunch of beeswax again, and he's telling us to do the impossible. I'm going to give you guys multiple examples of where this has actually worked from artists that you guys may or may not know, but you will know them today. So the first artist that we have is actually K1. This is an amazing R&B act. She literally just popped up in the UK right now. Some people may or may not know her, but I definitely recommend checking her out. And when I was watching the video, I heard her say something, an idea that actually came from my manager. And I was like, look, this manager has to be very, very experienced, or she's read into books such as, for example, this, etc. And by the way, guys, apologies for the audio at the beginning of the video. Like I said, I literally came back from the studio 3 a.m. today, so I had to switch 1 or 2 settings in my recording software. But without further ado, let's hop in. So in this video, K1's talking about a strategy that her manager came up with to help fund the release campaign that they're about to go on right now.
Carlin just called me one day and was like, I think we should put Worst Behavior on a website and just sell it. And I was like, I don't know about that. Like, that might make us look a little desperate. Like, I'm not sure that's a good idea. And she was like, no, trust me. Like,
and guys, that is completely typical of artists and creatives, It's almost as if though you're cheapening your art. That's how I believe a lot of us kind of look at it whenever we're being creative and actually monetizing our music. It's almost as if though like we've been trained that, look, whenever we want to sell our music, is like a dirty word. Only the labels can sell our music. We can't do it ourselves. We can't, put business acumen into our passion, etc. But let's keep on going.
People have done this before back in the day. Like, it's gonna work. Like, just please trust me. And I was like, I do, with my whole heart. And she sat there for like 2.5, 3 weeks building this website by herself.
She's a cheat.
And we didn't have no money.
Guys, by the way, like building landing pages and things like that, it's something I personally do in terms of my other businesses, but it's not necessarily the easiest skill to kind of just learn. That's the reason why I commend her manager so much, and I'm pretty sure that she's either worked with people before. I need to actually look into her manager. I'll probably make a video about K1's manager and then putting some managers understanding the business as well. Comment down below if you want me to make a video about that. But making the landing page and doing all the marketing, and she's going to talk about customer support, for example, all of that, that is brilliant work. It's stuff that they do outside of the music industry that needs to be brought into the music industry, in my opinion.
To mix or master it. So we just put the demo up. Like, it was literally me that I did that song in my bedroom, do you know what I mean? So that was just like
cold.
My mix of it. Like, I thought it sounded great. It still does. Like, that demo still sounds great now to me. And she was like, we'll just sell it for $199. Like, if we get 500 people that buy it, that's $1,000 in our pocket. Like, it's something, you know what I mean? Ended up selling like 5,500 units or something like that. Insane.
just like that. And can you guys see, just by putting something out there and putting a price tag to it, especially because she already had a fan base as well, it was a no-brainer. People are going to invest into whatever she got going on. And that gave them enough capital to, you know, do the strategy that we're about to talk about. Another example of this is we got this guy over here.
Wait for no reason.
Now, I'm not really involved in, you know, the politics and stuff like that going around this guy right now. I'm also concerned about how can we extract value from absolutely every single case scenario, right? So, I mean, his dog is already walking and stuff like that. But basically,
Fucking platinum, nigga. I just sold the equivalent units. You gotta understand it. I just sold the equivalent units at $1. Sold 1 million copies flat, my nigga. That's platinum, and I sold 1 million copies, and I made $1 million in less than a fucking minute, my nigga. Y'all try to hold me back, you can't fucking stop me, my nigga. Can't stop me, bro. Look at.
So the thing about Tory Lanez, again, we're not even going to dive into anything surrounding, you know, what he's going through right now. Tory Lanez was able to make $1 million in less than a minute just by using his noggin. You know, he put a digital copy of it. I don't know if you guys are into NFTs, cryptos and stuff like that. We won't get into that either. But he was able to literally just put his intellectual property out there and sell it to his fan base. His fan base then bought it, and within, you know, a minute, he went platinum. That is insane. It's like, technically speaking, he broke a record there. And then another example of this, rest in peace, the great legend Nipsey Hussle. Listen to this.
Anyway, I started out the trunk of my, selling mixtapes out my trunk.
Right.
Just, you know, following like the Master P, Jay Prince model, Rockefeller Dame, that was my goals and my blueprint for how to do it anyway.
For sure.
So I'm like, just let me, you know, cut me free, let me work it. You know, the marathon, we dropped, Marathon Continues. Crenshaw came after that. And then Mailbox Money. And then, you know, we dropped a couple other ones while we was working on Victory Lap. Anyway, I started.
Yeah.
So there's bare interviews out there basically talking about how Nipsey actually started off by doing this. He would, you know, make a mixtape and then he would literally just sell it out of his trunk. As a result, I believe he got connected with people like Jay-Z, etc. And it was them that actually donated a bunch of money that helped, you know, fund his career and help him stay independent for as long as possible. Well, independent until he actually passed away. So again, this is something that isn't necessarily new as a strategy, and every single person can do it. Now, for those that don't know, because what I realize is that a lot of people don't really understand the music business. I'm not saying that I'm a music vet and I can tell you everything A to Z, but look, purchase a book like this. Like, I'm not, you know what, I'm going to leave a link to this right down below. If you guys purchase through that link, it will support the channel, especially because I'm uploading every single day. I'm trying to give you guys as much value, right? But a book like that, when I went to music college, they advised absolutely every single one of us to invest into a book like that. And it's really, really changed my perspective on the music game, on how I see things, how I understand positions within the game as well. And the rest is just literally down to experience and asking questions from the right people. But the main thing is, what I realize, a lot of people don't really understand the game they're getting into. And I think that's such a dangerous thing. Like, you can't be a doctor without going to school for X amount of period of time, understanding, you know, how to diagnose and how to do, you know, troubleshooting, etc. on a patient's symptoms, etc. When it comes to the music game, though, people just come in here. Of course, they're cold, maybe talented, working and slaving away in the studio, make a hit, go viral, and all of a sudden, the people that are actually experienced within this game will take advantage of your ignorance. And that's something that I don't want to happen to my generation of creatives and people watching this video. So, guys, 1 million streams. To get 1 million streams is extremely hard. Like, don't let anyone, like, I think I posted on TikTok the other day, yeah? Then one wiener, he was just like, I was talking about how Central C had his biggest song, Sprint, and he didn't know it was going to be a hit. I believe it was that video. And then the guy commented, and that's another thing about TikTok. That's why I don't respond to everyone, because they comment from burner accounts. It's so crazy. The guy commented how it's easy to hit 1 million streams. That's why DBE has so many streams. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, bro, you have no clue what you're talking about. You realize that I believe it's less than 5% of artists has made over 10K from music. So according to multiple articles online, I love AI, it just gave me a summary right here. It says that less than 0.6% of people actually earn over 10K last year from Spotify. Now, as you already know, in the UK, I believe the average salary is around 30K. In America, I'm not too sure. But look, the average person isn't earning 6 figures and 7 figures like what social media will tell you and what, you know, our culture will now say that, this guy gotta be rich and this lady gotta do this. And bro, like, get all that out of your head. Majority of people aren't making bread like that. Let's be very, very real, especially in the music game. So when you got this amount of people uploading to Spotify, and you got millions of people uploading to Spotify every single week as well, you got this amount of people actually monetizing and making this amount. It just doesn't make any sense in my head. If it wasn't for the fact that I just love music, and I'm pretty sure you guys love music as well, you would look at this business and think, bro, like, what am I actually doing here? It makes no sense. You have a higher chance of you know, just getting a normal 9 to 5 and getting rich that way, obviously by investing correctly, etc., than making money in music. Unless, of course, you watch this channel and I give you the game plans and the strategies to do so, right? So, guys, don't be fooled. It's not easy to get 1 million streams. And guess how much 1 million streams is? Let's actually just put it in. 1 million streams, it used to be 4,000, now it's 3.4, right? In pounds, it's 2.7, etc. So let's just put it as 4,000. And bearing in mind, this is saying if you own 100% of your royalty, so you're independent, etc. We're not even talking about the people that are signed to labels and have to do, you know, splits, etc. And also another thing you guys also have to factor in is that majority of artists earn, you know, their living through shows and, you know, touring and doing things like that. Hence why you see when they got a hot single, the first thing that the team want to do is actually plug them into different shows and get them paid via that way. It's a very lucrative business model if you're now becoming a performing act, right? But solely off of just streams, you're not making that much. Let's be very real. Now, last time I did this is a couple years ago. It was actually, like I said, 4,000. I'm in the UK, so that's like 3K. And as you guys can probably tell by now, right? The guy that I was literally just talking about, he made that within 2 weeks just by being a hard worker, innovative, grinding, and just selling music from his trunk. Literally, like, I don't understand. And the thing is, I know for a fact that even though I've given you guys this game plan and I've told you guys all of this, you're still going to get people that are going to be on a vibe like, oh, but that's too hard. I don't have the salesman pitch and stuff like that. Bro, you don't want it bad enough. You don't want it bad enough. That's all I can really say. So in terms of a breakdown, we have different strategies that you can use when it comes to, you know, the music game and monetizing from your passion. But I'm just going to give you one, right? The rest is going to be in the community. Click the link down below. In the community, by the way, I know it's a shameless plug, but it is a paid community. I'm basically pouring all the knowledge that I've been able to get over the years and me being part of the music game and simplifying a lot of the information I hear from all the execs and the labels and all this type of stuff, and simplifying all that information to the best of my ability, giving it to you guys so at least you understand the business you're in. Outside of that, you also get, you know, templates of how to, you know, record yourself in Logic Pro, for example, and all sorts of things within there. And every 20 people that come into the community, the price will eventually go up because it shows the value of the community as well. So make sure to get in there early. But in terms of a pay-as-you-want model, right, that's what we call this type of strategy where you basically allow fans to pay what they want. So some people are going to pay £1. If you're in America, just say $1. And other people will pay, you know, 10 all the way to £100 or dollars, right? So when you average all of this out, you're going to get an average sale of around like £5 to £7. And if you were to sell each at £7, you're selling 430 in terms of sales, right? And that will earn £3,000, right? Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, but I don't know 300 people, I don't know 400 people, etc. We have social media. We also have you going out, printing a CD. I believe you can get like 1,000 CDs for like £50 in some places, for example. Print out those CDs, do the work, and literally just spend at least an hour or two every single day in open places. And I'll show you guys exactly how you can do it by the end of this video. So you got different ways that you can sell it. You can sell each one, as K1 mentioned in the video, she sold each one at £2, right? She got 5,000 sales. You can sell each one at £1 if you want, right? How much is it when you are going to Apple? I know people don't buy music anymore because of the streaming method. But back then, you could buy singles for 99p, and that really helped artists because that's how they were able to earn. You can literally just do the exact same thing, but independently, direct to consumer. Outside of that, you can sell each for £5, right? Depending on your pitch. You can also sell each for £10, and these are the amount of people that you basically need to achieve, you know, the £3,000, which is 1 million streams. Now, this can be done within a week. It can be done within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, even 6 weeks. If you put in that work and you're able to actually create this value for yourself, look, you're probably going to be earning way more than a lot of artists out there. Now, in terms of implementing this strategy, right, number one, you need to believe in your source. A lot of people, they believe that, you know, everything's just going to come to them in this music game and life is easy. And, you know, as soon as they drop a song and they shoot a good music video, people are going to take them in, etc. We're not in that game no more. People do not care. There is so much music going out every single day that people have actually lost interest. Like, it's hard for you to keep the attention of music fans in today's day and age. Like, just everyone's struggling, even the label lot. So in saying that, you yourself, you need to really believe in your source and think, you know what? I believe in my music. I believe that there's, I believe 7 or 8 billion people in this entire world. Just cut out 0.01% of that, which is still a mad number. Like, you just need to cut out a small fraction of that or small percentage of that, and you're going to be able to actually monetize from them and also build a community with them. It's the same way I'm uploading every single day, and I'm pretty sure it's going to start off very, very slow in the beginning. It's going to be demotivating, but eventually, through consistency, I'll build my own fan base of people that mess with Kiki just for the game that I'm basically putting out. Outside of that, you need to master your pitch or your story. People do not buy the item that you're selling them, the product that you're selling them. They buy into you and the story you're basically telling them. For example, if you're an artist and you have a backstory of how you were able to basically make this song. I'll give you an example. Ed Sheeran used to sleep on couches, and he would, you know, travel from studio to studio, literally with his guitar, just producing, writing, and singing his songs. Eventually got to a point where I believe Jamal Edwards, may his soul rest in peace, he saw Ed Sheeran doing this, and then he was captivated by the story of, look, this young talented guy that knew how to sing, how to write, how to produce, how to do everything, right? He just needed the platform and needed the chance. He invested into that story, and guess what? Ed Sheeran's the biggest artist that we have in the UK, or at least top 3. The same thing with yourself. Everyone has a story. Tell your story. Master that story and be able to say it in a very, you know, simple way. And lastly, you got to put the work in, man. Like, I'm tired of lazy people, man. I know it's hard. I know it can get, you know, demotivating when people aren't streaming or you're uploading content, you're getting low views, etc. But I literally showed you guys in the last video how just through me posting consistently over a 2-week period, I was able to get likes and reposts from people that are very, very notable within the space. And as we're building this platform, you're going to see in real time me building it, getting the accolades, etc. I already got industry connects and stuff like that, but I'm not too concerned about that. I want to build a community with people just like yourself, people that are hungry, motivated, and really want to get it. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's do this, man. Guys, that's basically it. If you guys liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Like, this content I'm providing for you guys on a daily basis, please share it with an artist that you feel as if though they need to hear this. An artist, a producer, the same thing basically applies regardless. If you're creative and you need some form of accountability, someone to lock into just to basically, you know, give you strategies, game plans and stuff like that, join me on this journey, man. It's not easy recording these videos every single day, I'm not gonna lie, but we gotta keep on pushing. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys locking in.